Tragic visuals came to the fore from the Haneda airport in Japan's capital, Tokyo. A Japan Airlines flight carrying around 400 passengers was seen going up in flames. This, remember, after a collision with a Coast Guard aircraft. The footage shows flames coming out from beneath the aircraft right after it touched ground. Now, reports suggest all passengers were evacuated safely, but unfortunately, 5 crew members of the Coast Guard aircraft are unaccounted for. The Japanese media report that the plane, which is JAL 516, had taken off from Hokkaido in Japan. The Coast Guard said it was investigating the possibility that one of its aircraft collided with the passenger jet. Let me go across live to my colleague Ashish, who's getting us the latest on this. Ashish, over to you. What's the latest in this unfortunate incident?
Right. This is, of course, a disastrous start to the new year for Japan as far as their security concerns are concerned. As far as the aircraft, again, collision is what we're talking about at this time. They started off with the earthquake, then came the tsunami, and now this is an air tragedy that has struck Japan. And let me just get you the details as to the latest details that we have at this point in time. 17 passengers are injured and 5 members of the Coast Guard aircraft are said to be dead, with the captain being critical. With that being said, let me just take you through the visuals that we have at this point in time so that viewers also understand as to what's happening right now. Now, these are the first visuals that we got of the accident that took place. This is the aircraft landing from Hokkaido to Haneda. Now, Haneda is one of the most busiest airports in Japan, in fact, all across the world. And there is a lot of air traffic all the time. And these are the visuals there of this particular plane, which is JAL 516, striking a Coast Guard aircraft. And now, once that happens here, it again went further. I'll just ask my team to play that visual back again. These are the visuals from inside the aircraft as the incident occurred. And while we're getting that, this is the initial visual that we have of the JAL A350 is the flight that we're talking about here. It struck this Coast Guard aircraft, carried on further, and then it burst into flames. But despite the small window that was there, a lot of people, in fact everyone aboard the A350 plane, which is the JAL 516 coming in from Hokkaido to Haneda, has been rescued. That is the good news that we have at this point in time. But multiple people are said to be injured. We're of course getting updated information as of now. Over a dozen people are injured. That's some good news. But having said that, the other plane, now this is the plane that we're talking about, JAL 516, that has been involved in the accident. These are the visuals from inside the aircraft as the incident occurred. Imagine being a passenger right inside an aircraft which has struck yet another aircraft on the runway. Turbulence is what you're seeing, people shouting and screaming, and these are the visuals from inside the aircraft. And just seconds after this, the entire aircraft went up in flames. So clearly this is a tragedy that has happened at the Japanese airport of Haneda. This is in Tokyo, of course, and one of the most busiest airports as well. These are the visuals there, initial visuals like I was talking about. This is the aircraft that carries on, and immediately the rescue officials, this is the rescue vehicle here, there's one here as well. So multiple vehicles, rescue teams immediately came to the spot. They were trying to douse the fire, and once they realized that the fire was not going to be under control, immediately they started at the same time getting out all the passengers who were stuck inside this A350. Now, A350 is a large plane. It has capacity of at least 300 to 410 people. So at this time of accident, there were around 379 people on board this JAL plane, which means that this also included the crew members as well. So this again is a miraculous rescue operations. The fact that there's not even a single casualty is again something that is a testimony to the efficiency of the Japanese teams at the airport. But having said that, tragedy yet again, a big tragedy averted as far as the passenger plane is concerned. But as far as the Coast Guard airplane is concerned, 5 unfortunate deaths. What exactly happened, the authorities are yet to tell us. But from what we understand is that this plane, JAL, as it was landing, this is the other plane, the Coast Guard plane, which possibly was trying to enter the runway as well. And that could have potentially meant that one of the wings or even the fuselage of the JAL possibly chipped the cockpit of the Coast Guard air flight, and that could have potentially triggered this accident. So while we understand what exactly happened here, so these are the visuals. While we try to ascertain what happened from the visuals, the clarity, the confirmation will only once come in as the Japanese agencies there come out and give us more information. But as of now, from what we understand, a major tragedy has been averted. But again, at the end of the day, this is a major lapse. Whether the ATC communication lapse triggered it, or was it one of the pilot's fault, that will have to be understood only once when the authorities come out and give us a clarity on exactly what happened.